family. This is Prince Kerr, the voice of HC. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button on your way in if you enjoy videos about personal development, personal growth, and just self-understanding. Now, today I wanted to discuss positive thinking. A lot of the times when we think about positive thinking, we imagine someone that's happy all the time, that knows all the answers to everything, that never fails, and just is always smiling. But the type of positive thinking that I wanted to address today is a very different type of positive thinking. It's a way of looking at life. It's a perspective, really. And as you know, your life is shaped by your perspective. The way that we look at things really can change what those things actually are. A lot of times when we end up in what we deem as negative circumstances, if we actually took some time to think about what we were actually going through, we'd realize that is what we're going through that negative at all? A new reality may be difficult in the sense of we've never experienced it before, so we don't know how to act. But that doesn't necessarily make the experience negative. Thinking positively is really not being personally affected by what happens to you personally, as strange as that sounds. So it's literally something happening, anything happening, and then instead of having an immediate reaction to it, it's taking a step back and really asking yourself, what exactly just happened? And why do I feel so emotional about what just happened? Why do I feel so shocked? Why was my first instinct to feel displeased? Why was my first instinct to be confused or to maybe cry? For example, let's say you have a friend that speaks to you every single day. Without fault, every day you and that friend speak. It's just part of your day, it's part of your routine, it's part of something that has been going on forever. And then you had a conversation with that friend that left things a little bit rocky, or a little bit left you in a pensive state, let's just say. And then the next day or so, the person does not call you and does not message you. Now, the first thing that you might think about is like, oh my God, what's wrong with this person? Can this person really be mad about what happened yesterday? Or maybe they're thinking about what happened 2 months ago. And you start putting two and two together and start going down this negative frame of mind of what happened. Now, during this entire one-day period that the friend didn't speak to you, you were constantly thinking about that situation. You were constantly like, oh my God, like what is wrong with this person? What is wrong with me? Maybe it's something I did. I knew I shouldn't have said that the way that I said it. You're thinking about all these things. And because you're thinking about things in a negative way, the day that you're going through is actually not the most positive day. So now other things around you are affected by the way that you were thinking in the first place. So not only are you dealing with this said negative thing, but you're shaping everything around you to also be negative. And then the day ends up being bad. Now, let's put another scenario into play where we actually took that separation that we were speaking about. So if we actually took the separation and refused to react emotionally right away, we would be able to disassociate the situation that we were going through from what happened earlier. So you wouldn't even have the association to say, this person is doing this because of that thing, and I don't know, they hate me or something wrong is going on. Your first instinct would say, okay, this is what is going on. How do I change what's going on? Is there anything that I could do to make the situation better? Is there anything that I could do to look at things from an angle that would actually put this in a positive light? So basically, 5 minutes of thought could have changed your entire analysis of the situation and would change the way you reacted to the situation and continue to act in the situation. So instead of doing negative things, which put you down a negative path and made you have a negative day, maybe you would think, let me just reach out to this person. Let me ask them exactly what's wrong. at least with that action that comes from a more neutral standpoint, you would be able to hear what is actually wrong. So if you had to think about something negative per se, now you would be sure that this is the situation I'm dealing with. Otherwise, you would be reacting to a situation that didn't even happen. Otherwise, you would be creating an entire world out of something that didn't happen at all because of all of the negative associations that you put to an event that was independent of you or anyone else. You could have called that person and you could have come to the conclusion that they were just sleeping. They could have went through something serious on their end and you didn't understand that that was happening. So it had you react in a negative way. And now both of you guys are dealing with negative situations as opposed to one person being able to see that there's something wrong and going to that person's aid. It is important to always understand that everybody is going through life on their own. Everybody goes to bed and wakes up to themselves. So it is important to remember to have compassion for everybody. Because as well as you know how to deal with a situation or problem, another person probably is not that inept. They probably feel something that you can't understand. This is why positive thinking really can change your reality completely. Because the way that you think about something is really going to affect the actions that you take. The way that you think about something is going to influence the way you speak about something. And the way you speak about something is going to change the way you act about something. Now, look at that chain of events. You thinking negatively causes you to say negative things, which causes you to act in a negative way. And because your actions create your reality, you're creating the negativity that you see. So it just started with one thing. And because of the way that you're thinking, speaking, and acting, it's going to multiply and continue to spread until you decide to be at peace and to think in a more positive sense. Positive thinking has to do with everything. Think about it in this way. For example, myself, I say, I don't ever have bad days. This doesn't mean that I never went through anything. This just means that I'm making the choice that my days are not bad. They're either good or they're better. Just thinking about it in that way makes you believe that, okay, there's good things that are happening around me. There's good things that are happening and that will continue to happen in my reality. It's just for me to perceive them and appreciate them. Now you may be thinking, there's so many things that happen that I just wish didn't happen. There's so many things that happen that if they didn't happen, then I would be in this circumstance. If they didn't happen, I would be in that circumstance. I could never forgive this person because of what they did, because if they didn't do that, then this would happen and that would happen. Stop it. It is important to always remember what is meant for you cannot pass you, and what passes you was not meant for you. At least not in that moment. So when we think about things that way, we can separate from the situation and think about how what happened in the past actually worked to our benefit. So every bad thing that happened that you thought was bad, everything that was negative, all the positive, all the confusion, all the love, all of the pain, all of it was necessary into putting you where you are right now, on the path to becoming the best version of you. If you're watching this video, you're a person that is actually looking to become the best person. You're a person that's actually inquisitive, curious. You're a person that is determined. You didn't leave it to chance. You said, I'm going to search for something that is going to help me. It's going to be a tool. It's going to open my eyes so that I can see the path to continue on. This is how you got here. That mind frame, those thoughts, that person is necessary today. Maybe you can't see it, but I'm sure people around you can. And you will one day see it. We're often so quick to think about negative outcomes and make negative associations with people's actions and our own predicament. But if we just took a little step back and really thought about what we are going through, we would actually allow ourselves the creativity to transform whatever we're going through into something positive, if it wasn't positive to begin with. And if it was positive, we'd be able to enjoy it more just by the way you think. So for the rest of the year, one thing, if anything, just remember that the way that you think makes your reality. So instead of saying words like bad, negative, this is disastrous, say that, okay, this is good, I'm alive, I'm here, I'm having an experience, and it can be better. So your baseline is good, at least. Just that can change your life drastically. If you're already subscribed, thank you. You can look forward to more videos like this one. Happy 2022. I'll see you next time on Howell Consultations, the how-to being true to you.